When I was younger, I thought people with new cars or big houses were rich. But later, I realized some of them were just in more debt than I could imagine. And that shows that there's a lot to learn about money and wealth. And most people think that being wealthy is hitting a certain number. They would say things like, if I hit 1 million, I will be wealthy, or 10 million, or whatever your number is. But in reality, wealth happens more in levels. And if you don't know what level you're in, you might be making decisions that hold you back from advancing to the next one. If we haven't met before, hi, I'm Chess, and I talk about money, mindset, and the path to financial independence in a realistic way. In this video, I'll break down the 4 levels of wealth nobody really talks about, but everyone goes through. So, the first level of wealth is simply survival. In this level, you're checking your bank app before buying groceries. You might keep some mental notes like rent is due on Friday and my paycheck hits on Thursday, so fingers crossed. Or you tell yourself that you'll start saving when you earn more, but that day somehow never comes. In this level, you're trading time for money and you set yourself the goal to create stability. You think of money like it is limited. It gives you stress and you likely live paycheck to paycheck. Your main focus is to pay your bills and build a small emergency fund. And during this level, you might hold yourself back to actually create wealth because you think that saving small amounts is pointless. However, if you want to work your way out of this level, saving those small amounts is key. And once you stop worrying about every unexpected bill, that's when you enter the next level. So the second level is the one of stability. At this point, you finally have a little extra money, and suddenly everything starts whispering, you deserve it. You know, the better car, the new phone, the nicer dinners, and so on. And the dangerous part is, you can actually afford those things. But every dollar spent on comfort is a dollar not compounding for your future. So at this stage, you do have some breathing room, but you don't have freedom yet. You can cover your expenses, you start investing a bit, and your attitude towards money changes to cautious optimism. Your main goal during this level is to invest consistently, pay off all debts, and build habits that set you up for your future. And where in that first level, survival level, the main pitfall was to think that saving small amounts is pointless. In this level, the most important pitfall is lifestyle creep. This means that you will start spending more to gain more comfort, and that comfort might replace actual progress. So if you just got your first job or a pay raise, which made you think, okay, I've made it, and you go to upgrade your laptop, you buy better clothes, you eat out more often, and somehow your account balance still looks exactly the same as before, that is lifestyle creep. But when the magic happens, when your money starts making more money, that's when you transition to the next level. A level that most people unfortunately don't get to. The third level is the growth level. It's where compound returns and discipline drive your real progress. At this point, you stop asking, how can I earn more? And you start thinking, how can I make my money earn more? Investing feels rewarding at this point since your wealth starts accelerating. And because of that, your mindset shifts from income to assets. And during this level, you focus mainly on systems, automations, and you really develop that long term thinking. However, be very careful not to get overconfident or start chasing get rich quicker strategies, because that's where a lot of people mess up. They feel unstoppable, take on too much risk, or get seduced by quick wins. And the moment you think you figured it out, that's when you're actually the most vulnerable. If you are at this level, make sure to check out my video about what happens psychologically after you hit $100,000 in investments, so you are at least aware of the potential pitfalls to look out for. And if you then, at some point, get to a point where it's no longer about money at all, that's when you enter the final level. In the final wealth level, money is not your main currency anymore. Time is. This is the freedom level. You wake up and you realize that the question isn't anymore how much can I make, but it's what do I want my dates to look like? Money really becomes quiet in this level. You stop chasing and start choosing. You care more about purpose and contribution. You focus on maintaining, protecting, and enjoying wealth. But for a lot of people, that comes at a price. And some people reach this point and feel completely lost with no direction or purpose. It's as if they spent years climbing a mountain only to realize they never planned what to do once they are at the top. For a lot of people, that actually is the hardest challenge over all levels of wealth. So maybe wealth isn't about how much you earn, it's about how far you've come from your old self. So, which level are you in right now? Let me know in the comments because I would love to hear your story.